guys, welcome to Battle Terrible. Today we're going to Sky Ruins featuring new Sky Seal Stone from Crown Zenith, which is a new tool card that gives your Pokemon V with this card attached a V-Star power called Star Order. Once in your turn, you get to use this ability, and if you do, you get to draw an extra prize for a V-Star or a VMAX knockout in the active spot with damage from an attack from your basic V Pokemon. And that means if you knock out your opponent's active V-Star or VMAX with damage from an attack from your basic V Pokemon, even if you have this tool card attached to your bench Pokemon, you can even attach it to your bench Regieleki while attacking with your Vikavolt or even Raikou to do the knockout, you actually get to draw an extra prize if you kill their V-Star or VMAX. So all we need to do is wait until we have the knockout condition before we play our Star Order ability onto our Regieleki, and then we actually get to do extra damage with Transistor as well. For each copy we have in play on our bench, we are doing 30 extra damage with our basic Lightning Pokemon, and we also have one extra Starmie in this deck to do Energy Spiral, hitting 50x damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon in play. For only 2 water energy, we are playing Melony in this deck as well, so we actually get to play Starmie and also Raikou with Lightning and Speed energy as well with Radiant Greninja. So we have Radiant Greninja for the draw support and also Regieleki to help us do more damage. We're not able to do a one-hit knockout, but that's okay. All we need to do is play Paralyzing Bolt first to buy us enough time and, stall for enough turns for us to charge up our Pokemon to play our next attack. So we can think about playing Super Zap Cannon on our next turn, or even Lightning Rondo or Energy Spiral to collect the knockout. And on our next turn, if we're doing a 2-hit knockout, we have to wait to be able to play this ability. Do not use this ability at the wrong time. Only use this ability when you are sure that you have the knockout condition against their active V-Star or VMAX. If you're not knocking out their active V-Star or VMAX Pokemon, do not use this ability because you're only allowed to play a V-Star power once every single game. You're not allowed to use it more than once, so if you use it on the wrong turn, you're not allowed to use it another time. So make sure you're very careful when you're playing this tool card. So we have 3 copies of our Sky Seal Stone. We have also our Serena, Marnie for the draw support with Bird Keeper as well. For the Switch, we have 1 Escape Rope and 1 Switch. We have also 4 VIP Pass, 4 Quick Ball, 2 Stormy Mountain, and 1 Capture to summon our basic Pokemons. 2 Ultra Ball and 2 Incense for the Evolution. We have 3 Regieleki VMAX and also the basic Regieleki. We have 1 Flaaffy for the extra energy acceleration. We have 4 Melonies for our Turbo Water Energy Charge. And we also have 2 basic Lightning with 8 basic Water Energy, 3 Speed Energy to help us draw cards a bit faster as well, and 1 Training Court with Radiant Greninja for the draw support. We have also 1 Crobat to help us draw even more cards since we are only drawing 3 cards at a time with our Melony, which is not a lot. And we need to evolve fast, that's why we have our Crobat. We also have 1 Double Turbo for us to attack with our Regieleki VMAX as well before collecting the knockout with our Vikavolt. So make sure you are doing the knockout with your basic Pokemon. If you knock them out with your VMAX, after using Star Order, you're not allowed to draw an extra prize because the condition specifically says only if you knock out your opponent's active V-Star or VMAX with damage from an attack from your basic V Pokemon. So it needs to be your basic V Pokemon. Only if you knock them out with your Starmie, Vikavolt, or Raikou V. Not with your Flaaffy or your Regieleki VMAX. So we can even play our Unown. We also have 1 extra copy of Unown V to do victory symbol at the final second if we knock out a V-Star with Star Order using our first Paralyzing Bolt Super Zap Cannon combo. We got 3 prize for our first V-Star knockout, and then on the next turn, we just need another V knockout to draw 2 more prizes. And then we are down to 1 prize remaining. All we need to do is charge up our Unown V for 3 energies with Melony and Flaaffy. We can easily charge up for 3 energies within a single turn. We even have Double Turbo for us to play Victory Symbol to win the game. If we have exactly 1 prize remaining, we get to use this attack to instantly win the game, which is super cool. Unown V is a very, very interesting card, especially if you're drawing in extra prizes with your Star Order. So I think that's all for the deck list. Let's go for some gameplay and see how well this deck works. Okay, let's go for our first game versus Radiant Eternatus with Arceus V-Star. They're playing Arceus with Flying Pikachu VMAX and also Duraludon VMAX as well. So it's an anti-team meta box. And they got the new Radiant Eternatus to bench the VMAXs while doing Trinity Nova super fast. So on their first turn, they can already bench their VMAX. And while attaching to their active Arceus, they get to prepare the VMAX on their bench without evolving. I think that's super cool. They get to play Climactic Gate to bench their VMAX instantly. And that gives them a lot more space for item cards like Incense. You know, a lot more consistency, really. It's kind of difficult to get Eternatus on the first turn, though. So I feel like they still need the Flying Pikachu and Duraludon V. They kind of need the basic Pokemon still, but they get to play less copies if they have Eternatus, you know, inside their deck. So we got our Sky Seal Stone early game, and we get to attach it to our bench. Eleki, just because we have 3 copies, even if they play Lost Sweep or Tool Scrapper, we have 2 more copies inside the deck to spare, so I feel like we can, you know, just attach one right now. Okay, they got the Duraludon into their hand, though. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Because if they want to play Eternatus, it has to be inside the deck. So you only get to bench your VMAX inside the deck with Climactic Gate if it's in your hand or in the prize card or even in the discard pile. You're not allowed to use the ability to put it onto the bench. So there we go. They played Ultra Ball for Radiant Eternatus. You can do Pokekit, Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, or even Lance for Radiant Eternatus. But I feel like the best one to go for is Comfy, because Comfy actually allows you to search, you know, to basically select between the top 2 cards of the deck and then, you know, put one into your hand and lost the other card. And that actually helps you get your Quick Ball out a lot faster, or even your Radiant Eternatus, the physical copy. You could even get your Ultra Ball a lot easier. So benching it from your hand is quite difficult because, you know, that means you need to search for it and then put it into your hand. If you play a VIP Pass to bench your Eternatus, you cannot use his ability. Capture doesn't work as well, so that's why Eternatus is a little bit more difficult to play than the usual Radiant Pokemon. So that Radiant has an ability that's, you know, that only works when you put it from your hand onto your bench, and it works once, but you get to play the ability multiple times though. If you scoop it up and play it again, you get to, you know, bench another 2 VMAXs. But the second, even if you use it the second time, you have to end your turn as well. So every time you use the Radiant ability, Climactic Gate, you are forced to end your turn, and that's not a good deal, right? If it's on your first turn, then it's okay because you're not attacking anyways. But if it's on your any other turn, I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think you should be playing Radiant Eternatus, you know, if you should be attacking. If you want to be attacking with any deck, you're not allowed to play Climactic Gate. So we have to be very careful when we're playing, you know, that new card. They have to be very careful, my bad. So here comes another tracking shoes. So that's the way they so that's the way they're trying to get the Eternatus. In addition to their balls, they got tracking shoes to dig for those items. You could even do Pokestop as well, right? Pokestop to dig for your Radiant Eternatus, put it into your hand, while you're benching and attaching energy onto Arceus. So they've thought about everything apparently. They've thought of Trinity Nova, they've thought of Radiant Eternatus, Tracking Shoes, Ultra Ball. Seems like a very consistent deck. So we got the knockout on this turn. We actually forgot to use Star Order. If we use Star Order right now, then we would have knocked out the Arceus for 3 prizes, and then all we need is to Serena to do a boss or Serena on the Pikachu, on the Flying Pikachu, and then we got the knockout with our Regieleki. Right, because we can do Melony on our Eleki, and then all we need to do is evolve the Eleki, evolve the VMAX, and then play our, I forgot the Gmax attack, but Regieleki has an attack that does 220 damage for 1 lightning and 2 colorless. If you play Melony, you actually get to attach the water, and you know, you're not doing less damage with your double turbo, and that means we get to do 220 damage against the Flying Pikachu. And since we are playing an Evolution VMAX, Flying Pikachu is not able to reduce, you know, prevent damage from our VMAX. Since we're doing a boss anyways, Flying Pikachu is not preventing any damage, and we got the final 3 prizes. We would have won the game if we do Star Order right now, but we actually forgot to do it. You'll see that we forgot to play the V-Star power, but we still managed to play the, we still managed to use the Sky Seal Stone against another VMAX. Anyway, we killed the other VMAX. We killed the Duraludon for 4 prizes later, you'll see. It's definitely easier to target the Flying Pikachu, because we are playing a Lightning deck, and all we need to do is play a Serena, right? If we do a Serena at the right time, we got a Pikachu knockout for 3 prizes, and if we do Star Order while doing the knockout, we got 4 prizes against the VMAX kill. So knocking out a VMAX and a V-Star, before you do the knockout, make sure you play the ability. We actually forgot to play the ability on this turn when we could have done it and then play Serena for the win, right? Serena is in our hand already. We could have done Serena to win with our Regieleki, knocking out the Pikachu for another 3 prizes. So here comes another Regieleki VMAX. We're doing more than enough to kill the Arceus, and we forgot to play the V-Star power. Look at that. What a waste. We got only 2 prizes this turn. So okay, we got one more shot because they are playing a VMAX as well. V-Star and VMAX. We got another shot to play the ability. We actually forgot to play the ability. Could have done Serena. Look at that. What a waste. They didn't even play a Marnie. Okay, anyways, we're just gonna do it right now. We're gonna attack with the VMAX and do some damage on the Duraludon, and then on the next turn play the Star Order to collect the 4 remaining prizes. Possibly play a Serena to charge up. Play a Serena to knock out the Duraludon on the bench. If they retreat and attack with something else. If they attack with the Duraludon, we don't even need the Serena. So I feel like benching, I don't think we should be benching the Raikou right now. If we bench it too early, they may just do a boss on the next turn. So for this list, we have 2 Raikou. Eventually I decided, you know what, let's just play a Starmie. Just because if they play a Miltank, we have Swift. We can do Swift to do 50 damage. Ignoring all effects on the active Pokemon, and that means Miracle Body does not work against Starmie. We get to do damage against Miltank, against Altaria, Deep Forest Camo Decidueye. Okay, we got our second Raikou in hand. Let's just play the Stormy Mountain, even if they play a even if they do, what's it called again? A Marnie. At least we got Stormy Mountain to rebench our Raikou on the next turn. We actually put Vikavolt on the bench though, which is a little weird. Okay. So if they retreat and attack with a new Pokemon, we got Serena, but it's gonna be a bit more difficult because I don't think Vikavolt can kill the Duraludon if they do a Crystal Cave right now. If they don't heal any damage from the Duraludon, we can just play our Training Court, retrieve the Lightning Energy from the discard pile, and then do Paralyzing Bolt with Serena to knock out the Duraludon because we got 110 damage, which is exactly enough, but they just played a Big Charm. So Big Charm is going to deny us the knockout with Paralyzing Bolt. Vikavolt is not able to do a knockout unless if we attach another Lightning Energy. We got Flaaffy though. I just realized that we have Flaaffy in play, and that means we get to play Dynamotor. They did not retreat to the bench, and that means all we need is to play our Raikou right now. We even have a speed energy on our, inside our hand. So we're gonna bench the Raikou and do Lightning Rondo, even though we can actually play Dynamotor on the Vikavolt and attach the speed energy to do Super Zap Cannon for 190 damage. 190 multiplied by, 190 plus 60 damage from Gieleki's Transistor. But instead of that, we're playing Raikou for 180 damage, I think. 180 plus 60 damage. So that's the knockout there, and we actually played Star Order before using our Lightning Rondo to kill a VMAX for 4 prizes, winning the game against Arceus with Radiant Eternatus. So it's a very interesting deck. They're playing Trinity Nova to charge up the VMAX on the bench with Climactic Gate to instantly bench their VMAX. Very, very interesting strategy. Okay, now we're up against a Mew Vmax. We have no Drapion in this deck. You could easily just add a Drapion in any of your decks, but we decided not to, just to make the deck, make the game a lot more interesting. So we're relying on nothing but Star Order and our Paralyzing Bolt with Super Zap Cannon, Lightning Rondo, and Energy Spiral. With also, obviously, Gieleki VMAX to help us do enough damage for a 2-hit knockout. So 2-hit knockout is still okay since Star Order doesn't require an OHKO. So all you need is to wait until you have the knockout condition. Wait until you have enough damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon, active V-Star or VMAX, or until you get to do a Serena on the injured bench Pokemon. It has to be a V-Star, obviously. If you knock it out at the right time, if they are active V-Star or VMAX with your basic V Pokemon, with your Vikavolt, Starmie, or Raikou V, after playing your Star Order, you get an extra prize at the same turn, which is super cool. Right, knocking out a VMAX for 4 prizes means you just need to do another boss. We got 1 boss and 1 Serena in his deck, so it's quite easy for us to do, boss at least 1 time. So if we did Serena on the Mew Vmax on the last turn, we just need another boss to deal with the Genesect to win the game. So 1 Genesect knockout with 1 Mew Vmax knockout is enough to win the game. We don't need more than that. We just need 2 knockouts. If they're playing a V-Star, we need a lot more than that. We need 1 V-Star without the Star Order, 1 V-Star knockout, another V-Star knockout with the Star Order, and we need another 1 more prize. And that's the reason we have Unown. Unown has the victory symbol attack that allows us to basically use the attack to win the game if we have 1 prize remaining, but we have to satisfy the energy cost. The main difficulty, the main stumbling block for Unown is that you need to think about a way to charge up 3 energies in a single turn, 3 colorless to be able to play its attack, victory symbol, winning the game if you have 1 prize remaining. So how do we charge up 3 energies in a single turn? We have Flaaffy, Melony, Double Turbo in the deck. Only 1 copy though, but we have a lot of Melonies in this deck. We have no Thornton, but if you are lucky enough to play Melony at the right time, you can actually search for, you can actually attach the Double Turbo at the last minute to do victory symbol or even do a Flaaffy for that extra 1 energy. Okay. We got our Sky Seal Stone in our hand. I feel like we should always be attaching 1 if we have it early, because they could quite easily do a Marnie. And since we are drawing 3 prizes, drawing 3 cards from the deck at a time with Melony, and we have Bird Keeper in this deck as well, so we're drawing 3 at a time. That means we may not get our Sky Seal Stone back into our hand that easily. We can still shuffle our deck, but we are only drawing 3 cards from the deck, right? If we don't get our Sky Seal Stone fast enough, we may not be able to play the ability at the right time. So I feel like it's always good practice to attach 1 of the tool cards. Since we are playing 3 copies, let's just attach 1 onto our VMAX whenever we get it. You really never know when they have their Lost Sweep though. If they play Tool Scrapper Lost Sweep, you can't use the ability. if they play Tool Jammer, you can quite easily attach it to your bench Crobat or even Regieleki VMAX and use the ability while attacking with your Vikavolt in the active. So Star Order is super cool because you get to use it with any of your V in play. You don't have to attach it to your attacker. It's really difficult though. Very conditional because you're only able to draw an extra prize if you knock out your opponent's V-Star or VMAX with damage from an attack. You can't knock it out with effects of attacks. You have to knock it out with damage from an attack from your basic V Pokemon. There's so many conditions. So many conditions. It's a V-Star power, for God's sake. A V-Star power, for God's sake. Why is it so confined? I guess it makes sense to counter V-Stars, right? V-Star for 2 prize is kind of broken. And now we have Star Order, Sky Seal Stone to basically balance the game out by forcing them to, giving us an extra prize if we knock out a V-Star with our basic V Pokemon. We got another Sky Seal Stone into our hand. We already attached one on the last turn. And that means now we have another copy. If they do a Marnie though, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get it back. So Marnie is always really annoying because we are drawing only 3 cards at a time. And the only draw support we have in play is Radiant Greninja. If we already use our Crobat, Radiant Greninja is the only thing that the only card that we can rely on to draw enough cards for us to play Melony at the right time, for us to attack constantly, non-stop, doing damage with our Raikou, Vikavolt, or Starmie. So this is a turn where we played Energy Spiral for 200 damage. I'm not sure if it's this turn. I don't think it's this turn. Do they have a Psychic attached to Meloetta? Okay, we did play the Starmie. Okay, I forgot. Okay, Energy Spiral doing 200 damage only, but it's just 2 energies. So might as well just do it right now. The reason we have Starmie is because they could be playing Shadow Rider Vmax, Lugia V-Star, Arceus V-Star. If they use any of those cards to attach extra energies onto their Pokemon, or even if they play Elisa with double turbo, they got like 4 energies at least inside the game in play. If they have more than 4 energies, we get to do a V-Star knockout without waiting for a second strike, right? We get to do a one-hit knockout against a V-Star or a VMAX if they play Shadow Rider VMAX, if they attach more than 5 energies onto their Pokemon with their, what's it called again? Arceus. If they use Arceus to attach more than 5 energy, we got a V-Star knockout instantly, quite easily. So Energy Spiral for only 2 energies. We get to do 50x damage for each energy on all of our opponent's Pokemon. Arceus V-Star attaches 3 more energies, and that means if they play Trinity Nova on their last turn, they would essentially have 6 energies in play. 6 energies means we get to do 300 damage to knock out a V-Star with our Energy Spiral for an extra prize using Star Order. So make sure you use the ability if you got the knockout against a V-Star. Do not forget to use the ability. They got Meloetta. So we just need to play the boss. We got it in our hand. If they do a Marnie, let's hope we get our Serena. We have another Serena inside the deck. So I don't think we should be that behind. All they need is 1 more knockout though, right? If we miss the next turn, I feel like they can quite easily win the game. Because they got the boss for another V knockout. If we miss the next turn, we're done for. Because Mew Vmax has a lot of bosses. They can even play Cross Switcher Serena So it's a lot more difficult to win against Mew Vmax nowadays if you don't play Drapion, but we actually managed to pull it off for this game without using Drapion, which is super cool. Melodious Echo, forcing us to deal with the Meloetta, hiding the Mew on the bench without doing a Marnie though. No Marnie means we got the boss, we got the win. Here comes Raikou doing Lightning Rondo for the knockout. And we actually have to play the ability first before doing anything else. Make sure you're aware of that and play the boss before doing anything else as well. Because you could be playing a Melony or Marnie by mistake. And then that means you can't play the boss anymore. So we got 4 prizes for killing a Mew Vmax using Sky Seal Stone for an extra prize card, which is so cool. The new Crown Zenith Sky Seal Stone for extra prizes. Now we're up against a Lugia V-Star. And we got Vikavolt early to do Paralyzing Bolt to stop them from playing their item cards. And that means it's a lot more difficult for them to evolve the V-Star and also discard their their Arceus. They need to discard Arceus with Ultra Ball, with Burnett. They need to evolve their Lugia V-Star with Incense. So if they haven't done any of those things yet, it's a lot more difficult for them to get their system running, to get their momentum going for a Lugia V-Star deck. So all we need to do is play our Paralyzing Bolt as early as we can with Melony, and that's already gonna help us a lot. It's gonna buy us a lot of turns for us to prepare for our first V-Star knockout, drawing 3 prizes with Star Order. We got our Sky Seal Stone early again. Just gonna discard one and attach the other. I feel like we should not be discarding though, because we only are playing 3 copies. We may not get the final copy in our hand that easily. And if they do Lost Sweep early, I know Lugia V-Star deck have Lost Sweeps. If they do it early, we're done for. Okay, they got 1 turn to play their Quick Ball to discard their Arceus. If they can manage to play the Ultra Ball for fast discards, all they need is an Incense on the next turn, right? If they play Incense right now, we have no Marnie to put that Lugia V-Star at the bottom of their deck. So I feel like they should be playing the Incense and all of their items, honestly, right now, so that they get to play the Summoning Star with Arceus on the next turn. So that's what they're doing apparently, discarding their Arceus already with Ultra Ball, and also playing Incense on the first turn, already getting their Lugia V-Star into their hand. Let's hope we get a Marnie. If we get a Marnie, we get to play Switch on the next turn and fish for our Water Energy. We just need Water Energy on our Vikavolt. It may be better not to play a Marnie though, because that would mean they may get a Professor Burnett if we do a Marnie. So I feel like we're forcing them to get only 1 Arceus into play, because it seems like they are only able to discard 1 copy on this turn. If they play Summoning Star for only 1 Arceus, we just need to boss it at the right time and deal with the Arceus, right? I'm not sure if that's enough though, because if we deal with the Arceus, they can attack with the Lugia more times. So they have the V-Star in their hand. If they play only 1 Arceus, they need a double turbo. If they don't have a double turbo, they can't do any damage. They can't do enough damage to knock us out. If they play a double turbo from their hand, they just need to attach 1 powerful or even 2 powerful from their deck, using Primal Turbo for 240 damage with their Lugia V-Star attacking to do the knockout against our Vikavolt before we get to play our Star Order. They can already knock us out. So they still need the double turbo though. If they have, well, my bad. They just need an energy, right? They just need 1 energy in their hand. If they attach the energy on this turn, They can play Primal Turbo to search for a double turbo and a powerful. And they got 220 damage, which is enough to kill us. And I think Raikou only has 1 energy retreat. So they can quite easily retreat and kill us. I'm not sure why they just conceded. Because all they need is 1 energy from their hand. I think Raikou is 2 energy retreat though. So they just conceded. I have no idea why. But Lugia V-Star, if we could do the Paralyzing Bolt before they get their V-Star though, that would be awesome. But I guess they want to be playing 2 Arceops. So only 1 Arceops is not going to last them for, you know, multiple turns. Maybe that's the reason they conceded, because I feel like 1 Arceops is not enough for the long run. Because if we kill the Lugia, I feel like they have nothing left. And Lugia is actually weak towards Lightning. Oh, I think that's the reason. That's the reason, because Lugia is weak towards Lightning type and they have no Dunsparce in play. That means we can play Raikou on the next turn for an instant knockout without having to wait for another turn. Right? We don't have to do a 2-hit knockout. We can quite easily one-shot the Lugia V-Star with our Raikou or even another Vikavolt on the next turn. Possibly a Regieleki VMAX, but I feel like we should be using Raikou because that way we get to play Star Order while doing the knockout. So that's the good thing about this deck. We can hit Lugia V-Star for the weakness. And we even are playing Raikou for Lightning Rondo, doing big damage early. Paralyzing Bolt is not doing as much damage, but we get to lock them from using their items. If we're going second, if we go second on our first turn with Melony, we get to lock them on our first turn already, which is super cool. So that means no Incense, no Quick Ball, no Ultra Ball, no Tracking Shoes, no Energy Search, nothing. No VIP Pass. Anyways, now we're up against a Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, and now they have 3 energies already in the game with Articuno. I feel like they're gonna do Psy Laser right now. I don't think that's wise though, because they already have 3 energies in the game. If they play Psy Laser, they are gonna have to be forced to discard those energies just to do 120 damage on our bench. For bench snipe though, is not a bad deal, right? Because they actually get to deal with they get to knock out our Mareep, and that means we have no more Flaaffy in the game. We're only playing 1 copy of Flaaffy. That means Flaaffy is out. We have nothing but Melony to rely on now. But we do have Sky Seal Stone. We have our Star Order to draw an extra prize against the VMAX. And all we need is a Crobat knockout. All we need is to do a boss against the Crobat for the final 2 prizes. So Shadow Rider is very annoying because they're probably going to retreat to the bench a lot of times. We're only playing 1 Serena for this list though. Unfortunately for this list, we have no boss. We have more Incense for us to evolve our Regieleki faster, but we have no boss. So eventually I decided to remove 1 more Incense for another boss. Just because, you know, if they keep on retreating to the bench, we can target their VMAX on the bench with doing another hit to do a VMAX knockout with our Lightning Rondo or even Paralyzing Bolt. Super Zap Cannon as well. We can do a knockout with Super Zap Cannon after playing Paralyzing Bolt for 80 damage or even more. Okay, so I feel like we should be discarding 2 copies of our Water Energy and then play the Training Court to retrieve the other copy and then do Radiant Greninja to draw more cards while playing our Lightning Rondo. I don't think we should be discarding the Training Court though. Oh, they have Training Court in play. So Shadow Rider actually played the Training Card for us, so I don't think we need the Training Card. That's the reason we discarded the Stadium card. And now we're going to play a Crobat. We're going to play the Crobat to draw even more cards. And we're going to actually play Serena already. Okay. I feel like we played the Serena a bit too early. Because that means we can't target the VMAX anymore. We should be saving it for when they retreat to the bench after we do some damage on the VMAX. Right, if we kill the Articuno, we just need 1 more prize, and then deal with damage the VMAX, any one of their VMAX, and then play a Serena to finish off the VMAX for 4 prizes, and we got 6 prizes to win the game. So if we kill the Articuno though, we're gonna need another boss to draw the final prize, right? So it's kind of difficult even if we do the Serena. Even if we play the Serena at the right time, it's still quite difficult to draw the final 1 prize though. But we have Unown if we kill the Articuno and a VMAX with Sky Seal Stone, we don't need to deal with another VMAX. We just need enough energy on our Unown to play Victory Symbol for the win. So that's why I love Unown so much, because it's basically the secret weapon of this deck. If we have one prize remaining, we don't need to kill a VMAX, we don't need to do a boss, we just need to get enough energies onto our Unown. We just need to bench it at the right time and play Melony with double turbo or even Flaaffy to charge it up to do Victory Symbol to win the game with an attack without doing any damage. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna end the voice right here. Leave you guys to focus on the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this new combo. So featuring the new Sky Seal Stone with our Regieleki VMAX to do more damage with our basic V Pokemon. Doing the knockout with our Lightning Rondo for an extra prize if we kill a V-Star or a VMAX Pokemon in the active spot. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for all the people. Enjoy life.